Yeah. Right. Yeah. Look, it's time to eat, get behind the beast. Done visualize this game all throughout my sleep. As long as I'm awake, I'm gon' grind and feast. Like a bear, like a wolf, tell him grab a seat. It's hunting season. 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 It's hunting season.
Welcome back to another episode of the Hunting Season podcast with me, the bear, and that guy. Well, I guess he's down there, or I don't know. Y'all know who the fuck he is. Say what up to him, Wolf.
What up, though? Y'all know what it is. We back with another episode. I hope y'all are ready. Strap
Bang,
in. Let's
bang,
go.
bang. I'm super geeked about this one, man. We got Illumani in the house with us. What we typically do when we get on the show, whatever guests we have, we like to let them introduce themselves and typically say their name and where they're from. So if you don't mind, if you could tell the people what your name is and where you're from.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me on your show. I'm like excited is not even the word. So I'm just so thankful and appreciative for this platform and for your energy because it's energizing me. So I'm
Hey, that's what we
I'm
here
having
for,
a great
man.
time already, and it's only been like 3 minutes. But my name is Illumani Johnson. I'm originally from New Orleans, and as we get into this conversation, it's gonna come out. That NOLA accent is just
Well,
gonna
shit,
come
let's
out.
get it.
I don't
Let's
hide
get
it. I'm
it.
proud. I am proud to be from New Orleans. I'm currently tri-coastal. I live in Atlanta part of the year. I live in Los Angeles part of the year, and relocating back to New Orleans. So that's it. I'm a business consultant. I am a healthcare consultant, and I'm called the Purpose Agent, and we can get into that a little bit
The purpose agent. Hold on, we gonna get into that shit right now. What does that mean?
later.
And
The Purpose
for those of
Agent.
y'all, one second, I'm so
No,
sorry,
no,
Queen. I'm so sorry.
absolutely.
Y'all already know how this shit typically be going and shit. Like I know what's gonna happen. I do not know what's about to happen right now, so that's why I'm excited. Just like y'all should be excited to get this young lady's energy, and we about to figure out what she does and how she can help us, cause she definitely about to bring some shit, and she definitely gonna help us out. Go ahead, Miss Johnson.
Yes. So the Purpose Agent is someone who can recognize your purpose, can help you recognize your purpose. And you can either monetize it or you can create an amazing human experience. So what I do is I evaluate, I talk with people, and it's nothing, really formal. It's very casual, much like this platform. And I sit and I help them tap into their gifts, their talents, their passions. We figure out what their purpose is. And I ask them, I said, do you want to create a business behind it or you want to create an amazing human experience? And we go from there. So that's what my gift is, being able to recognize the greatness in people and help bring it out so that they can reveal it in whatever way they see fit.
Book me. Book me
I'm
in.
already blown. I was just about to say I need a consultation. I'm
Yeah,
already an
for real.
experience, but a lot of people don't see my shit. You know what I'm saying? And fuck y'all niggas that
Mhm.
don't see my shit.
I've
But
never heard of that. I've never heard of a
me
purpose
either.
consultant. That's dope as shit. You got to be like the pioneer for that.
How
It
did you
is
how did you
so
figure
much
this out?
fun. Well, I am a part of Derek Grace's secret society as well, and we were on one of our after dark calls, and someone asked me a question, and I said, "Well, let's have a conversation." He was trying to give some direction, and ironically, most of my clients are males, and they really really enjoy this experience. We dive into like what they like,
I'm blowed.
what they want, because a lot of times nobody asks you all that. Nobody asks you what you want, what you like, what your passion is. You don't think about what your gift is. You talk about talent when it comes down to sports and math and stuff like that. But when it really comes down to what is it that you were put in this universe to fulfill? What is the promise of your ancestors? What's your legacy? And that's what I help pull out of people. And one of my classmates says, you know what? You sound like the purpose agent. I said, I'm taking that. So I did.
Hell yeah. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Damn, bro. Like I'm already floored. Like I'm already floored with your energy and your conversation. I normally have questions at this point. Wolf, go ahead, bro. You gonna have to shit.
I had to put my microphone on mute because in my hallway where I'm at, it's like a group of, I don't know what is coming down the hallway, but they rowdy right now. So I had to mute it out. It sounds like they gone, but I got a library of questions already. A purpose consultant.
Purpose consultant.
Agent. Consultant.
Agent
Agent.
consult. Come on, man.
I'll take it.
You got both of us confused. I've never seen this shit happen.
My
And
IG
normally,
is
like-
the purpose agent. My
Normally-
IG is the purpose agent.
Okay.
Okay. Normally, a lot of us tend to go to spiritual practices when it comes to finding out our soul contracts and our purposes. Like I'm a practitioner at EFI, and you being from New Orleans, I'm pretty sure you know what that is because it's
Very familiar. Yeah.
under the same branch. But for you to be able to take a conversation with somebody and be able to pull and extract that information, what is that process like?
So I give them the floor. I give them all the attention, and I give them permission to just be completely open about what they want. A lot of times people don't get that opportunity because they're so busy pouring into other folks. And I tell them, I said, I'm giving you permission to be selfish. I don't want to hear, like, everybody else is going to win by default. I need, my purpose is for you to win. So tell me what you want. Tell me what you like.
My
And
God.
we don't go into any negativity. I don't allow them to use negative words. I don't allow them to use words or phrases that are they're compressing their purpose. You have to be declaring in every single motion that you're doing, whether it's you thinking it, you're speaking it, you're feeling it, and it's somewhat spiritual because I connect with the universe heavily, and I have my crystals on, and it's something that I'm working in my space to be able to tap into. But I tell you, these sessions are divine. They really are. Like people leave and be like, "Oh my gosh!" And I was like,
It look like you broadcasting right now next door to God in your background.
For
Like,
real.
where are you?
For real. You look like you could go knock on his door.
I love this background, and it's actually a portion of it is my new book cover. It's called The Journey for a Dream, and that's a portion of the book cover. So I
A
really
journey
connect
for
with
a
the universe.
dream.
Yes,
That's powerful in and of itself.
it
I
is
want
a
to touch
success
back on
journal.
that's your next journal?
It's a success journal, and it takes you through the paradigm shift in your life by giving you don't have to do it daily. You do it when you're called upon to do it. I don't like to put restrictions on people's their journey. So when you're called upon, you pick up the book, you open it, whatever page you want to open it to, and you read that message because it is divine at that moment, and you're able to journal or write out what it means to you. And before you know it, by the end of the book, or even by the end of that week, you've manifested whatever it is because it keeps you in that positive mindset.
No doubt, no doubt. All right,
Oh.
so I don't want to get too far off the track of what we actually invited you to come to the show for, but you got so many things on your catalog.
Right.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to have you back at some point.
Absolutely. I was just thinking the
Well,
same
right.
thing, man. No,
You got-
because for real, again, I have no clue what the conversation was before. But you brought her, you were like, yo, we gotta have the sister on. So what did you hear that made you say, hey, she need to be on the show?
Okay, so basically, for anybody that's just tuning into our podcast and don't know nothing about what we're doing here, the Hunting Season podcast is strictly about exposing the hunters and the hunted. And pretty much majority of us in our culture, we are the hunted. We are creatures of high value. So, they want our heads on that little plaque as a trophy in their house. You know what I'm saying? So what we do is we go find those rare species of creatures such as yourself, Illumani, Alu,
Illumani, I got you, bro. Don't worry about it. I got you,
Oh,
bro.
why I keep
I
saying
got
pyramid, bro?
because you was. It don't matter why it happened.
All right, I'm off that.
We already got it,
And
bro. Don't trip off that.
but your name is so bright, right?
For real,
It's got a light
and
switch
that's your
over.
given name, correct? Your
It
parents knew
it
something.
definitely
Your
is.
parents knew something. For real. Hey,
It
whew,
is.
shit, I'm bugging
But
right now. Go
That's
ahead,
a
though.
so
story in itself.
we
For
was in
real, and we
class.
gonna hear it.
So we was in class, and I recognized her to be one of them rare species under attack, whose voice need to be heard, and not only her voice, but the voice of so many other sisters that don't have the courage to say what she's saying. It's a conversation that need to be
Got it.
had,
Got it.
and I'm gonna let her break it out. I'm gonna let her roll it out exactly what this is that we're talking about and what we're addressing and why it's so important. On you,
Okay.
sister.
So yeah, that and I appreciate you for recognizing that because sometimes our chats can get lost, as people are scrolling through, but you took the time and you followed through with what you offered. So I truly appreciate that for real. Yeah, I have been working through not necessarily self-esteem issues, but actually being so unapologetic that it is contagious. And when people tend to look at me from the physical, they see this little black bald head girl and they wonder, does she have cancer? I mean, I've had people come up to me and say, you look so well for what's going on with you. I'm going to pray for you.
Without
Um,
having any idea of what's
with
going on.
not a
Never
clue.
speaking to you at all, or
No.
having a clue
So
about what they talking about.
nothing. Complete
Mm,
strangers.
mm.
Mostly of that other persuasion.
Of
And
course,
so
of
I
course.
don't have no problem, putting them in their place. But for the most part, it has been a campaign of mine to be unapologetically bold, beautifully bold, to be bold by choice and not by circumstances. And I recognize that we have some sisters, and I love them dearly, that are bold by circumstance, and I want to embrace them and brothers as well. And it's just
Gang.
I I am so in my skin when I am bald, and I've been bald for many years now. And when that subject came up, I'm doing a campaign to recognize those of us who are unapologetic in hopes that others will be so unapologetic that it's contagious.
Let me ask you this question, right?
Mhm.
What made you say, "Hey, I'm just gonna be bald"? Like because a lot of people make choices, right? Hey, I'm gonna wear a weave today. Hey, I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna do that today. You know what I'm saying? You was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna be bald." What?
And let me tell
Talk to
you,
me. Talk to me about that.
yeah, I don't knock any. I mean, the way I see it, any of those enhancements just should make you feel, like your most authentic self, your higher self, your most beautiful self. So whatever you feel like you connect with, do that. I was in the military for 10 years, and
Got
it
you.
was becoming a chore to spend 50, 60, 70 hours on the weekend to get my hair done for a day and a half. Spend all night Friday in the hair salon, get to enjoy it possibly on Saturday, and then Sunday, maybe half a day, and then Monday is back up in a ponytail or I'm tearing up the hairstyle. And it just wasn't worth it. I've always been of a practical mindset, and I was like, this is way too much money. So I decided to be a little creative one day, and I said I was going to go get a new style and get a color, and went to a professional that was not a true professional. And when she colored my hair, she did it incorrectly. And so I ended up having a bald spot as my scalp was healing from the chemicals. And when I pulled at that bald spot, I'm sorry, when I pulled at that scab, it created the bald spot. And when I touched it for the first time, most people would have probably broken down in tears. They probably would have had a panic attack, passed out. When I tell you I felt like I had an orgasm, that shit was amazing. Feeling my head, I was like, I had to turn around to see like if I was actually experiencing this. It felt so good. But like I said, falling into that mindset, my grandmother used to say, you got to suffer to be beautiful. Women got to do this, and you got to have the crown where your
I've
head is your
heard that my
crown and
whole life.
glory. Yeah, and I said, okay, so I wasn't ready to make the transition. I was going on a date that weekend. Had a lovely time. His hands were all in my hair because it was a new style, and he loved it. The next week, I had to be
On the first
responsible,
date?
right? I had to fix.
We gonna
Yeah,
talk about that later.
it
Don't worry
wasn't
about it.
our first date.
Okay,
It was
I'm
just
like,
a date.
God damn. Another conversation
Yeah,
for another
so
time.
I hit you. So what I did was, I went back to the professionals. I was like, okay, being responsible, let me see what's going on with my hair now. Let me see what I can do. They couldn't tell me what to do. I went to two professionals to try to figure out, is it going to go back? Is it going to get worse? They couldn't tell me. So I decided going on another date. So before I did that, I said, you know what? I'm gonna just go get it cut off, because I wanted that feeling. Like, I went back to my dorm room and was contemplating what I should do. And I knew I had another date that next week. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just cut it off. And I went to the barber shop, and the barber wouldn't cut it for me. And so I had what I call a wait and exhale moment. I got those scissors. I said, give me the scissors. And I started cutting. He was like, no, 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 let me fix it. Let me do it right for you. I was like, all right. And he cut it. And he didn't cut it as low as I wanted him to, but he cut it in a boyish cut. And that was the most freeing experience that I had ever had. Went on my date, and the guy went in shock. He was like, what happened? I said, I just cut my hair. Why would you do such a thing? Because it's my hair and I can do what I want. Well, I don't know if I could date somebody who has less hair than me. I said, well, it was nice to know you. Well, of course, that wasn't all I said, because that's not my personality. I'm going to cuss you out. I will let you know how I feel about you, or thought that situation, and then I'm going to keep it moving. But that was the gist of it. So I've been bald since 1997. And I
Wow.
played with, growing it back here and there. When I was pregnant and taking the vitamins, it was growing like crazy. And then I had a girl, and I was like, yeah, no, because I have to comb hair now. So I don't want hair. So I cut it off again.
That's extremely brave, and it's a statement. It's a real bold statement, and just from hearing that, that's what I was telling you about, Bear. She expounded on that in class, and I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we
Right.
don't have enough of our brothers that's supportive of that, and just like she had to go through that whole ridicule with this dude about, all right, whatever your preference is, that's cool, but don't belittle or try to make somebody feel uncomfortable about their own personal preference. You know what I'm saying? So
Or personal choices, especially before you know why the choice was made. And
Right. He didn't
I
ask.
and that's what I'm getting to. You don't even know why the decision was made before you have a comment or a statement or an opinion about this shit. First of all, your opinion don't really matter. What somebody does with themselves, like we got to do what we comfortable with, what we want to do with ourselves. Um, I really identify with this shit because it's really hard, especially as a man, bro. Like, I started losing my hair when I was fucking 16, 17 years old. I started noticing, like, right, like here in the front and shit. Like, I'm not gonna take my hat off because I got my George Jefferson on right now. Like, if I knew we was gonna have this conversation, I would have hit my shit, bro. But it is what it is. But now, for real, I started noticing that shit, and I'm like, yo, and I was super self conscious about that shit for a long ass time, bro. Until I just had to get comfortable with me, and I was like, man, fuck it, cut it off, nigga. Oh, now I'm bald. Now I'm super dope with no hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta figure that thing out about you, man. Did
It feels
I didn't
so
know what we were
good.
talking about.
It really does feel good once you can look in the mirror and truly see yourself for the first time. Not see what other people see, not see what you want other people to see, like to truly see yourself. I felt like when I cut my hair, people started they noticed my eyes. They noticed, my lips, like they noticed me versus this portrait that I'm walking around with this picture on my face. I'm like, no, this is me. I have little bitty ears, I have a wide nose at times, my smile can be this. It truly was like the most freeing thing. And like I said, my daughter, she has a head full of hair and she wants to buy more hair. And whatever she wants to do, I let her be comfortable in that because she knows that it's an enhancement. Like she's
Right.
gorgeous outside of all of that. And I tease her sometimes, I was like, well, you can always cut it off if it don't work out for you. And she's like, having a little mini panic attack. But she knows that my purpose is for doing that is to say, look, it doesn't make you. It just is a part of you. And you can choose to not make it to be a part of your story right now, or you can have it a part of your story later. And I'm just choosing to tell my story in a different way.
That's extremely liberating. I can identify with that. When I first started cutting my hair, I was probably about 14 or 15, and my reasons for doing it was real ignorant at the time, but it gave me a sense of, I don't know, grounded. I'm more grounded, I guess, but I would normally do it after I lost. Either I had a death to a friend, or if one of my family members got killed or something like that. I had a real big issue with death around my whole come up. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of death in my family. So it was quite a few times that I had to cut it off. You know what I'm saying? And I've been doing it, like I said, since 14. Did it again once I got to prison. I grew dreads out and everything, but then I went to prison and just got tired with the way my hair was coming out with certain barbers. And I'm like, you know what? I done been here. I could skin this shit down and still be me. But
Facts.
that liberation, I mean, it does give you a sense of liberation. What are you doing to help other individuals, whether they're doing it for medical reasons or just because they want to do it? How are you empowering these people? Or if you are you?
I am. And it's mainly inadvertently. Like I'm in a grocery store or I am walking throughout the hospital. And just my presence a lot of times empowers women because they'll come up to me and say, I've been wanting to do that my whole life. Or I just, I thought about it, or, I'm dealing with this situation and I don't know if I should do it. And I give them permission to be them. And I say, do it. If you choose not to, you can always buy some more, go some more. It's not a big deal. It's who you choose to be and what you choose to experience at that moment. Mainly, my goal is to be able to empower people to just be their authentic selves and take control of their physical look versus having to identify with somebody else. What's Megan's new look? She got inches. That's beautiful on Megan Thee Stallion. That's not my style. So just find your own style. And if you want to take a chance and you want to be brave enough to just take a pair of clippers and just shave it off, trust in that and embrace that. My goal is to beautify the bald women versus have someone objectify them or ridicule them or criticize them. I was telling Wolf earlier, this style wasn't readily accepted. Not only with that guy I was dating who is truly irrelevant, so irrelevant I can't even remember his name. It was my family. I am the eldest of 6 children, and all of my brothers are younger than me. And my father made a very insensitive comment and said, when I cut my hair, he saw it for the first time, and he said, well, daughter, I thought I had 5 boys versus 6 boys. I said, no, he said, he said, I thought I had 5 boys versus 6 boys. I said, you actually still have 5 boys and 1 girl because I'm still a girl. And to be so educated and so ignorant, it was hurtful, but that stuck with me. And it made me, at times, honestly, I used to line it a certain way so I wouldn't look so boyish or so I wouldn't look like a bulldagger, and it wasn't that I was not wanting to be identified as gay. That just wasn't me. I'm not gay. So I don't want you, just like I don't want you to misidentify me as Jewish or misidentify me as a crackhead. Like it's all of those labels that you put on people just to make yourself feel good or to make you feel comfortable in identifying what you see with your physical eye. You have to look beyond that and say, look, who is this person and who is this being? Because people are people, but the inside of them, our spiritual beings speak loud, and that's where my light comes from. I'll be honest, I'm just toot my own horn for a second. This body that Illumani is rocking, on a daily, that's cool and all. But that inner being, that's the one that I'm most proud of. She stands out. She walks in the airport and commands
Talk your
attention.
shit, Queen.
And
Talk your
she can
shit.
sit in a corporate meeting with a bunch of white women and white men, only black, bald head, crystals, no makeup, and they want to know what she's thinking versus, why is she looking that way? So that's it. I want to be able to get people past the physical so that they can start enjoying what life is about, which is this human experience that we create, that we manifest. And mine started with me being absolutely comfortable in my baldness. It has to start from there.
I say.
I say, for real. Like I
Talk to
said,
me, Bear. What's
I,
up, bro?
I,
What's up?
I don't know. I'm very, 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 very rarely lost for words. Um, but I knew it was kind of gonna be like this when you called me earlier, and I spoke to Illumani on the phone, and she was like, "Well, I don't know. I don't like what. I don't. You want me to be on the podcast? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say." And I said, "Not your energy right now is all we need you to do. Just come on and be you." And that's what you did, and I am super, super grateful for that. But I told you it was gonna go good. Told you that. Real talk.
Definitely.
And this is really what we here for. And we've actually been kicking around a couple of ideas because me personally, hearing about all the things going on in the Asian community, all the things going on with people taking advantage of these Uber drivers and things like that, it really resonates with me. And I'm like, yo, bro, we cannot allow this shit to go on and not talk about it, especially us right here, because we have this platform for that reason. You know what I mean? So we have a couple of things coming up, and we've been talking about doing a lot of things, but I think this is a super great start of us headed in that direction. Um, because we don't have any particular topics, right? What you're really talking about is just self love, and just being unapologetically you. And I'm super unapologetically me. I go into a lot of different rooms, and you said you're a member of the DGSS. You know what I'm saying? I'm always in the after dark talking shit because that's what I do, and I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. I don't give a fuck if you don't like me. We all paid our money, because I hear that shit a lot. We paid money to be on. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Like, and you gonna like it or you ain't. But what we can do, right, is you have a chance to speak as well. We're just talking. It's a dialogue. We're doing these things because we want to be heard and we want other people to hear us. And when you have that opportunity, and you get the chance to hear other people's uh, uh um I can't think of the word right now, but when you have a chance to hear other people's perspectives. That's what I was looking for. You have a chance to hear other people's perspectives. You are in a place where you can grow and learn and do and build with everybody in your collective. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of ignorant just to be like, nope, I don't like it because this is not what I would do. Okay, well, that sucks for you, bro. But for you to not want to hear and want to learn and want to grow also sucks for you. I want to hear a different perspective. I want to hear different things. I want to do that. So, bro, you blew me. And thank you so much again.
You're very welcome. My gratitude is is off the charts right now. So I appreciate you for this platform. It's
No
Yes,
doubt.
ma'am.
it's important, like you said, to be able to express yourself and be unapologetic about it. And that's one of the reasons why I think we have so much conflict, because people have they're fighting their inner demons, and the only way they feel comfortable is just lashing out on other folks and being judgmental and being critical of other people, whether it's in your family or it's in friendship or working. But when you like, I don't have arguments no more. I am so comfortable and so happy
I
with
feel
where
you.
I don't have time to argue with you. No, that's how you feel. Cool. Keep it moving. Now I just know how to deal with you.
Real
And
talk, because
it literally started with my hair because I was hiding for so long, and people see that as, oh, it's just hair. Yeah, until you cut it off. Then you're like, but it's my hair. Yeah, I'm like, no, like that shit don't define me. I've had little white kids in elevators look at me, and they feel like they can say whatever because their parents let them say whatever.
right.
And little boys look up at me and just like, you're a girl, you're supposed to have hair. And I politely looked at him with his mother holding his hand straight in the face and said, baby, there are so many other things about me that make me a woman. So
Talk
until
to
you get to that
him.
age,
Talk
you will
heavy.
not
Talk
understand.
spicy to him. And I
And
was just
walked out
thinking
the
that shit
elevator.
too. I'm like, damn, you ain't got to have hair to be a goddamn woman, but for real.
Right.
When
See,
you know, like I
and
know,
that's
but shit.
No
yeah,
doubt.
and it's not, not trying to be provocative or nasty or anything,
Let's
especially
be
with the crowd.
provocative.
But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here just because you're 6 years old and apologize for not having hair. I tease them all the time. I'm like, well, if I don't have any, give me some of yours. If you want me to have some, give me some of yours. Like
Right.
it is not, it's not that serious. What's most important is you feeling good in your skin.
In your
And anybody,
decisions, in your
Yes,
intentions, and whatever
yes,
it is that you're doing. And just like you said, provocative is not a bad thing. And it's really
that's
not
true.
a all provocative means is you are provoking somebody to do something. It has no sexual connotation. It
Right.
really doesn't.
You're absolutely right.
And that's the shit that's the shit that fucks me up. Like, let's be provocative. Let's do it. Every day I'm provocative. Every goddamn day. Intentionally.
Hmm.
And don't fucking at me.
why the fuck would you add them?
I don't know.
Listen. So, real quick question. What would you say to our viewers and listeners who are not as courageous, that don't have the courage to just, even if they have a medical condition and they actually have this situation, but they're ashamed to come out or show it or do different things to hide it? What type of advice would you give those people?
The first thing I would tell them to do is take a deep breath. Like just sit by yourself for a minute and take a deep breath, because breathing is cleansing. Clear as much of your mind as you can, and then start deliberately creating in your mind who you see yourself as. If and because not all women who are bald see themselves as bald, but I want them to be able to see who they really think they see without anybody else's opinion. So the first thing I would tell them is just take some time to yourself to be selfish and really look in the mirror and see who you are. And if you see yourself with long locks, if you see yourself with a mohawk, if you see yourself with curls, whatever it is you decide you see yourself in, then deliberately create that. And when you open your eyes, if you decide that what you see is not in alignment with what you physically see, then don't get upset about it. Don't worry about anybody else's opinion about it. Just do something about it. Like stop worrying about it and be about it. Stop crying about it and be deliberate in your actions to work towards it. And that's with anything, but especially, dealing with illness is serious. It's hard to clear your mind. It's hard to not focus on the pain, and then on top of that, you have people judging you or feeling sorry for you. But I need them to know that they can clear that up too. They can
quickly.
clear that. They don't need all that. Yeah, they don't need everything that these people are putting you through, the chemo and all that stuff to that's creating what some people call this monster that they see in the mirror. Absolutely not. You are your most beautiful and authentic self when you can see every feature on your face and you can recognize who you are without any enhancements. But until you get to be able to identify that person, and before you can actually see who you're supposed to be, um, it's a journey, and I don't mind helping. I love helping people get past that part.
And one thing real quick for anybody that's watching, in case it went over your head, she hit on a real key point that resonate super strong in me because it's something that I always talk about, this vehicle, this outer vehicle that we driving.
Yes.
This vehicle that you are in right now is not who you are. You are just animating this character. You happen to be something way more radiant than what we are able to see. So know that, be confident in that, embrace it, and let it show. Let it
Hey,
show.
bro, I don't know if I sent it to you the other day or not. But it was KRS, right? KRS-One, and it was a joint. And he was like, "Yo, say this thing to yourself, like just to yourself though.
I saw that years
Don't
ago.
don't 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 say it out loud. Just say it to yourself, right? So when you say that shit to yourself and you didn't say it out loud, you still heard it, right? You heard it in your head. Who the fuck voice was that? That
Right.
was you. You heard it in your head because you said it to you, even
Right.
without speaking it out loud. You heard it
And they would
because
have you
you said
believe
it to
that hearing
you.
is only through the ears.
Right, bro.
They would have you believe that hearing is only through the ears.
Mhm.
And then he went on to say, is that voice even in your head, or are you just thinking that it's in your head?
Facts.
Because it could be outside of you.
Or you can just know. I think, therefore I am, bro. I am. I am.
Absolutely.
I am.
I am too. I
Y'all,
say.
y'all, y'all gonna figure that shit out later, bro. I ain't gonna keep talking to y'all niggas about this shit, nigga. I am.
Period.
Exact point
Illumani.
blank, period. Illuminati.
Illumani, you spoke.
Yeah, I did it too, bro. I
You
did.
said it.
I
You said
I
it.
did. I
You
did.
said it.
Illumani.
I
Illumani.
said
Yes.
it
But
right that time, and
I
you
got
you
it from
messed it
you
up.
though, bro.
I
You
was
did
gonna
that
say it
shit
right
to
that
me.
time.
You
And
actually got it
listen,
right.
man,
You did, bro. Illumani.
Illumani. That shit
Illumani.
is
That's
bright.
her
When I
name,
when I
bro.
said it, yeah, your parents was on to something. She said Swahili. I love our
Facts.
ancestors. I love our heritage, our DNA, our bloodline. Like, just to even have a name that screams this. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right. That
super
part.
dope.
That
Super
part.
dope. Now I know the other day when we was in the Q&A, I think we was in Q&A or maybe we was in the chat, but you said something about a couple of programs. I think you were talking to one of the coaches and she gave you some ideas of different programs to start. And I won't hit on those because I know some of those are not ready to be exposed publicly yet. Do you have any programs that you have put on the floor for the public yet?
Absolutely. So I do have some programs that, from a business standpoint, I work with folks. I work through what they call gift immersion. We figure out what your gift is, and we immerse you in what it is that you should be doing, your purpose, your talents, your passions. We dig all of that up, and then we figure out what we're going to do with it. If we're going to make money at it, going to monetize it, create a business. Not everybody's cut out to run businesses, own businesses. And that's fine. But I want you to be happy, and your happiness is your responsibility. And that's another conversation where you can say, well, happiness is a state of mind, or it's a state of presence, or it for ease of this conversation and just to make it simple, I want you to be happy. And so whatever you do to make you happy, fuck everybody else. Like, everybody else gonna win by default. Because if you're happy, then it gives them permission to be happy. And if it doesn't, you don't need them in your life anyway. So as you go on this journey, we figure out all of those things that you need to make you happy, and we either make money at it or we create an incredible human experience. So I have the gift immersion program that I work through with the Purpose Agent. I help you build your business. I help you decide if you have a passion project. I also have a nonprofit called The Dream Determined, and that was based off of my daughter's desire to become a professional dancer when she was 8. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm out here in LA. What I did was started analyzing, when you have kids, and the hardest thing people tell you is that, to help them figure out what it is that they want to be. I didn't want to have to help her figure it out. I wanted to give her experience after experience so that she can come back and tell me, this is what I want. And so she came to me at 8 and said that she wanted to be a professional dancer. So I started looking at her gifts and her talents and her passions and realized that her gift was movement. She was able to quickly pick up and mimic movement. And then her talent was dance and her passion was performing. And so with all of that, we decided that we were going to move to LA. She became a professional dancer, signed her first contract at age 11. She's still dancing
Come
now. She's
on.
15. And that nonprofit called The Dream Determined was aptly named after her because she was determined. Like she created the vision board. My 9-year-old introduced me to vision boards. And it was amazing. And everything she had the Hollywood sign on there. 6 months later, we was moving to LA. Like I'd never been to LA. So to be able to help people manifest their dreams, like there's nothing like it. And it's time now. Like you said, there's too much going on in the world right now. And we are sitting back now. I don't get me wrong. I feel for our Asian brothers and sisters. I really, really do. I feel for a lot of people who are being persecuted. My focus is on us. So I work with my people to get them to a point that they don't have to walk around trying to figure out who they are and struggle with that, trying to figure it out. So with that, I have a Dream Determined. And what else do I have? I work with Jaguar Now. That is, I don't know if you guys were familiar with.
I am not familiar, but shit, catch us up though.
Jaguar Now is a group investing company that about 6 of us put together from the DG group, where we would do collective investing, and we get together and we find projects and investments that we can put our money towards. And so we do that. And that's a way of helping people manifest their dreams too, because if you have a project out there and if we can, help you with some seed money, if we can help you with your marketing campaign, whatever it is you need, then we can help you with, we do our best to try to invest in you and in our people for sustainability. We work in different industries. We're just not stuck with, because our people are so multifaceted. And so we want to make sure that we connect with as many people as we can. So it's quite a few things. I do entertainment management. I have a guy who is an entertainer now that I manage him. Do a little bit of everything.
Sure. Definitely. What you got, bro?
I'm blowed, bro. I told you before we started this shit, I said, this the one. I said, this the one. And I knew it was going to be the one because I felt the energy. You dig what I'm saying? I literally have nothing to say. I never have nothing to say.
No.
Illumani,
never.
I am definitely going to tap in with you personally. And for anybody else that's listening, if you even think you got an idea, tap in with the goddess, man. Tap in with her. We are definitely going to have all of her information.
Yeah,
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro. No, you got it.
I'm saying what you're saying. Same time.
Exactly. So go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it, bro.
Yeah, all that stuff gonna be in the description. So y'all make sure y'all reach out to her if y'all got projects, anything of that nature y'all need help with. You know what I'm saying? People that got investment issues, need investors. She might be the one to talk to. You never know. But for my
might be. She the one to talk to. Because no matter what you got going on, she seemed like she could figure that shit out. I believe it.
For my sisters, my brothers, that's going through any type of medical condition to where you had to take the hair off, be confident still. And, you know, as you can see, this sister is standing in her glory and strength regardless. She knows who she is. It's not about this external picture that you
It's
present to
never
everybody.
about the aesthetics. It has never been about the aesthetics. Let's be us. Let's be great, man. Let's manifest our own destinies. Manifest, like, let's tap in with our ancestors and get what we got going on, really going on. For real, for real.
And on the sidebar, for anybody that know anything about our ancestor and how the rituals of purification went, a lot of the women that went through the purification stage had to shave their hairs off anyway
Facts.
to become.
Let's talk to him. Let's talk to him.
It's not a Babala, I forgot what it's called. I don't want to mess it up, but it's like a female priest.
Right.
So this is a part of our lineage, y'all. Don't be ashamed.
Facts.
Don't be ashamed.
Facts.
Stand in your glory.
There's no accidents. And this situation or this circumstance or this experience, the reality is you manifested it. You may not know you manifested it, but you created this because we are creators by nature. My goal is to help you become a more deliberate creator so that if you don't have to feel like you got to run to the church house and ask for prayers, or you got to run to the counselor or the therapist and ask for somebody that you know to guide you. You are a deliberate creator. So let's just start creating what you desire.
You are it. You are it. That's what she just told you. You are it.
You are enough.
Believe in you.
Are all
Believe
that.
in
You
self.
are, yes.
Let's do that. And for those of y'all that didn't notice, man, what's that color? Mustard, nigga? Y'all see that wolf in sheep's clothing shit he got on? Y'all see that shit he got on?
It's a throwback. It's the vintage. I had to bring it out the
that
closet.
shit hard, like, bro. And also, bang.
Yes.
We in there.
THSP the bear.
Come on, you know what it say? You know what it say? Somebody asked me the other day, they said, what THSP mean? The Hunting Season Podcast. And we about this bitch. Gang.
Subscribe. Hey, y'all make sure y'all tap in with the sister. This is real good information what she's sharing real with y'all. Anybody that's lacking confidence, play this shit back. Feed off of this energy until you got it, until you able to.
Oh, and don't act like we not gonna smack y'all with another one, bro, because we right back at y'all asses, bro. But absolutely. Illumani, gratitude, sister, gratitude. Love and light. I love your energy and amazing, man. Amazing. Amazing.
You. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Definitely.
We going on, y'all.